Time for the main events!
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, hit the subscribe button, leave a like down below. Today we're going to give a slight review on the Create a Superstar and give you my thoughts. I've spent about 20 to 30 hours just making my main two characters. I've gone through the create a moveset, the create an entrance, but for this video I just want to talk about the Create a Superstar itself and basically the options that they give you and how it functions and the things I like and dislike about it. So basically like a mini review. So without further ado, let's get started. So every year, my favorite thing to do in these yearly wrestling games is make a bunch of original wrestlers and have them battle each other. I've even gone as far as giving each of them full backstories, and I've even made up an entire comic book universe for them. I really want to make my own game. Maybe one day when I'm retired and have more time, I can do that. Anyway, no other game lets me make so many characters with this level of freedom and lets me do so much with them. That's what the Creation Suite means to me. So with that, I wanted to give an honest review of the Create a Superstar for WWE 2K26. Now, the review breakdown. I broke it into categories here, so hopefully this will help. I tried to tackle each section, especially the sections where they got new, air quotes, features. So let's get started here. So face features. So they did tweak the face morphing a little bit. If you watched my live stream, I couldn't really tell what the difference was until I really got in there and started making my wrestlers. You can now mirror or adjust the overall head size much easier. And you can manipulate the eye shape way more, but nothing groundbreaking here. So they did tweak it a little bit, allow you to go a little further with each of the tabs. I was able to, if you watch the live stream, I made a character called Livestream. I was going to upload him right away just for fun, but I actually want to turn him into something. I don't just want to upload him as a clean slate. I actually want to turn him into a character because he's a live stream character. He's the first character I made in the game. So I'm actually turning him into something hopefully really cool that you guys will like. So keep an eye out for him. I'll be uploading. He'll be the first thing I upload while I keep tweaking my other main two wrestlers. Strizer is way too buff, but I might leave him that way because he makes Brock look like a little kid. It's hilarious to me. Anyway, so yeah, nothing really groundbreaking in the facial features, but it does. There is, if you've used it enough, you'll notice a difference. Like it actually functions a little easier now. All right. The second thing is new two-tone hair options. This, along with body morphing, is a huge selling point for the game for me personally. In fact, I pre-ordered as soon as they showed these two features in action. It works wonders with newer hairstyles, but currently the old hairstyles still look out of place with their plastic looks when everything else looks so good. So yeah, unfortunately, some of the hairstyles that haven't got updated yet, like my cool mohawk, I was going to put some orange in it, but it had a plastic look, and it looked like it didn't belong on the character. So I ended up going with the same mohawk, but I made it black and blue this time to make it try to look a little, not as plasticky. It looks okay, but I really want the orange in there, so I might have to switch up Stryzer's hair before I release him to the world. So sound off in the comments below, what kind of hairstyle, since he's had a mohawk for so long, do you think Stryzer should have? Should he have long hair? Should he have a little buzz cut? Should I put a mask or horns on him or something? I'm just curious what you guys think. Or should I just leave the mohawk on and screw it? Just leave it on there. I want your feedback. All right. Now, on to body features. Having body morphing back after so many years is huge. The amount of freedom it gives creators to get that perfect look is amazing. Honestly, it's the only reason I got the game this year. Well, that and the channel. The male body morphing works a little better than the female body morphing currently. For some reason, after selecting a giant bust, like in the thumbnails, if you've been on the channel for the past couple months, and selecting certain tires, it shrinks them significantly, or back to default. Hopefully, it's just a glitch that will get fixed, or it could be by design so the game can keep its teen rating. I spent way too long on trying for a huge rack like the thumbnail, but it kept shrinking them down. So Despite this, though, it's still a godsend to have this feature back at all, because you can still pretty much get the desired look. You can't just go freakish like you can with the male created wrestler. Like the male created wrestler, you can have an insane giant booty, a huge man chest, and teeny little arms, and a giant traps, tiny head. You can really go nuts with the male created superstar, but from my experience, I don't know if they updated this with the latest patch. I didn't recheck it. It feels a little limited with the female created wrestler, but you can still really get the desired look you want, as long as it's not like absolutely crazy like an anime. So just keep that in mind if that's what you want to do. Currently, you cannot do that. Maybe that's a glitch. They'll patch it in, but you're all wondering about that. Don't be shy, but you can't do it like an anime game. So there's that. All right, next up is attire features. In older games, we would very rarely get any new creation parts for the creation suite. But ever since 2K20, when Visual Concepts took over for Ukes, we have gotten a lot of new parts. It's one of the reasons why I came back to the franchise after leaving it in 2K15. Unfortunately, they have decided to lock almost all the new parts behind a paywall on the island. This started in 2K25 this year, and they not only update or up the price of the parts we paid for last year, the new parts are also way more expensive than the parts were last year. A pair of Nike shoes is now 18,000 virtual currency. That's insanity. To me, a virtual sneaker that you can't customize whatsoever shouldn't be anything over 100 VC tops. Especially since these games come out every year. Now, I can understand if this was like Fortnite and you build up all these digital items. No. Once the servers are off, we don't know if we can still access these items down the road. We'll have to find out when 2K25 goes off. The servers go off, and the first thing I'm going to do is go check to see if I can use the items I bought on the island. Because if those are locked out, well, then anything they add to the island going forward is a crapshoot. And I won't be partaking in the mode whatsoever going forward, if that's the case. Anyway, regarding the island parts. Now, I did some researching here because there was a little confusion during my live stream if they could be colorized or not. So I bought various items both on the Switch 2, because I didn't know if it was a Switch 2 issue or if it was across the board on both systems. So I ended up buying some of the same parts just to make sure. So try to save you guys some points here, because let's face it, these points aren't cheap. Although with the Ringside Battle Pass, I think they're going to give you out a lot more points. That's probably why the prices of things have gone way up. So yeah, I did some testing, and it looks like you cannot customize every paid creation part that you have to pay for. And there is no way of knowing until you buy it. Unless someone has a complete list of items that can and can't be customized out there somewhere, like maybe Reddit or something. As of right now, tattoos that I paid for cannot be customized. Some lucha masks cannot be customized, some can. And the face paint from 2K25 can still not be customized. The stuff we have to repurchase. I thought maybe the fact that you could colorize it is the reason why you have to repurchase it. No. You still have to, or you still cannot colorize it, and it's relocked. Ridiculous to me. So it's really a crapshoot on what can be customized currently. So ask around before you spend your hard-earned points, because yeah, some of these stuff is so expensive. Like for one set, there's this cool set of gear that I really wanted to get, but I didn't get it last year because I didn't know if you could colorize it. Well, it looks like you cannot colorize it this year because I bought the cool mask, and I'm guessing the rest of the attire is not customizable either. So that's a huge bummer for me because, well, actually it's a bummer as far as like wanting to get new parts, but it's also good because, hey, now I don't have to waste my money or my time or my virtual currency that came with the game. So yeah, I'm guarantee you, man, if these parts were fully customizable, you could put logos on them, then I'd be in trouble, because if there's some pretty cool parts this year, and like I said, some of them can be customized. There's a cool new tiger head that you can get, and yes, you can customize that one, which is really cool because now you can make King with a much fatter head, because he's supposed to be a jaguar, not a lion or tiger or whatever. You can pretty much make him in the game if you wanted to. That's really cool to me. So Stuff like that I really like, but I like the out there stuff too. But Nike shoes and all that kind of stuff, if it's like last year, none of that can be customized. And why in the blue hell? If you spend 18,000 virtual currency on a pair of digital sneakers, you're an idiot. All right, now the next thing is visuals. With each game's release, the Create a Superstar gets slightly better visually. On PS5 Pro, my main two characters have never looked so good. So once again, they look fantastic. Now I'm waiting for the Create a Wrestler, the cross community creations thing to be up on the Switch so that I can transfer them to the Switch 2 version, because I really want to see what they look like on the Switch 2 version, because most of the wrestlers, the in-game wrestlers on the Switch 2 version look phenomenal. It's just the hair that looks like crap, and if there's too much stuff going on during an entrance, it chugs the frame rate significantly. Like Stephanie Vaquer had her championship entrance. There was a bunch of smoke, fireworks, her moving around weird, all her clothing that moves, like the robe, her horns and everything. It started chugging. It went down, I want to say, to probably 15, 20 frames per second. I was like, oh, that's bad. But not every entrance does that. But if there's a lot of stuff going on, like smoke effects and lighting and all that kind of stuff, it will chug on the Switch 2. And when I watched the entrances on my Switch 2, the system got really warm. But despite that, the battery lasted for a good 4 or 5 hours before I had to go charge it. So for as much stuff that goes on in this game and all the features and how good it looks on the Switch 2, I'm shocked that it doesn't drain the battery in an hour like it would on the Steam Deck when I played, 2K24. Like when I played 2K24 on low settings on the Steam Deck, it would kill the battery within an hour. It was ridiculous, and that's one of the reasons why I hate the Steam Deck. It's a great idea of a console or a system, but yeah. The Switch 2 blows it away, blows it out of the water, and the game just functions so well in there. Closing thoughts. With all the other modes locking out a sizable chunk of the creation parts this year, I feel the creations on community creations will suffer this year. So all the stuff we download on community creations, when I went to check it, there wasn't a ton of stuff with parts that have that caution symbol on there, like you don't have this part. It looks like the community is being really cool so far and really only uploading wrestlers that are the default parts, which is really nice because there's a lot of players out there that might want to download some awesome COD that you made, Create a Wrestler or Create a Superstar, and it has a certain part they haven't unlocked. They're not going to obviously download it. They're not going to go figure out how to get it. They're just going to ignore your Create a Wrestler, and that's it. It's over. I feel like this could severely damage the community creations in the future. As long as they don't lock out all the parts, then I think we'll still be okay. Anyway, however, even without unlocking a single creation part, as I was alluding to, you still have a ton of options at your disposal to use. And with the new body morphing returning, or should I say with body morphing returning after so many years, and a new two-tone hairstyle system that functions really well, you can still have a ton of fun with the Creation Suite without spending a dime or a minute of your time in any other mode. It just sucks they decided to lock so many cool new parts behind grinding various modes or a paywall. Thanks for watching, and stay frosty.